And it's some of the most painting piano writing there is about this water spirit or siren Ondine singing to seduce a young man. Okay, and now to the harmony in the beginning. So C sharp major, and the A is the +5, and it's vibrating between the 5th and the +5, creating this amazing sound. And then when the melody enters, the melody enters on the 9th in C sharp and then goes down to the 7th. And 7 and 9, they are part of the harmonic series, of the overtone series, and there's something of nature in this, that it comes on this harmonic series, that is part of nature in a way. Here the right hand has to lift the finger that's supposed to be playing because the melody needs to be there. And here we change first from the A natural to A sharp. This is the normal 6th in C sharp major. And then we all turn also the C sharp to a C double sharp or a D, turning this whole chord to a sharp 7. It feels like a B flat 7, but we're in the sharp land here. So, and these two chords, they're kind of from different tonalities, and we're going to have this a lot throughout the piece, this kind of shifting on one harmony to different lands. Now we're staying on this 7th chord. Now we go here. So here we get the type A again in the melody, but now it's minor. The progression to this is A sharp 7, is a dominant to D sharp. That's how we feel a sense of resolution even with all the coloring. Now, this next part of the siren song is type B, kind of interrupts in the middle of this. And the harmony here is F sharp minor. It's kind of close to the D sharp minor, but we change the A sharp to A natural, and we get this F sharp minor and D sharp is the 6th. It's kind of I can't say exactly what chord, but it's kind of in the same tonality. Some notes are important when they change, and some are just coloring notes. That's part of the scale. But now back. So now we recognize type A. Now it's in octaves. And the same texture, now it's without C sharp, so it's a little bit unclear, but it's mostly the same as in the beginning again. Now we get something new. This is like a small episode, because this material never comes back. It still sounds like a siren song, and it's still the same contour, going down a 5th and then back up. But it's kind of gets interrupted with this big, now more waves in the accompaniment. Also, we change the texture to have 32nd notes in the left hand, or yeah, mix, but you can see it's bigger waves. And then it's a progression of 3 phrases starting the same but growing more. So it's growing because it's 3 pianos, then 2 pianos, then 1 piano. That's really something. And of course bring out the melody. This is hard to get the balance here. An amazing place is growing, but then suddenly piano and big wave as a scale. And then back with the same texture. So it's basically the same tonality, all these 3 phrases, kind of a whole tone. C sharp minor maybe, or some F sharp harmonics. And now this is augmented +5 chord. It's kind of a open and unstable harmonies, both of these. And then finally +5 again, and some kind of G sharp major going to D sharp 9. And now we get these shifting harmonies again on 1 chord from another place, but back. Now a super nice wave to E sharp. It's getting sharper and sharper. Now, how many sharps is in this scale? 9, of course. And here we finally reach this moment where we can pause a little bit and take a breath. It's first G sharp minor, but then turning to major here. Minor, major. So it's the same G sharp with the augmented 5th shimmering. Now type C with the whole tone feeling. So G sharp major and then F minor, or with a D, so kind of half diminished. It's kind of a cadence going back to kind of a modal cadence of some sort. We get a repeat of this with an octave and octaves in the texture. And now bigger waves. Now the energy starts to grow more than before. So again G sharp to F sharp here, down 1 scale step. And bigger waves, and these are again chord from another place, like a A7. Back to F sharp major with the 9th and 7th. And again, it's only the texture, but now it's much shorter break because it was a shorter section. But we continue on the same track with now an entry of the type A song. Now we're slightly higher up. And now Ravel starts to vary this texture with waves in the high register, and we get to this place, très doux, very soft, and you can just revel in the piano magic that he creates here. just play it super soft and the melody not so soft. And now. So now we get the Gaspard motif. This comes in kind of C with a minor feeling. You can see all the flats here in comparison to all the sharps in the rest of the piece. So this is again very distant harmonically away. But we go back up and we're back in the A motif, and it's kind of stirring more and more. And now we get some waves in the high register. And again, Gaspard. Again, now it's only 2 piano, not 3 piano the first time. I mean, it's hard to play all these notes super soft, but the idea is that at least. And again, it changes key. We're still in some kind of C minor, and then it's suddenly A. And back up. And now we get the new type C again. It's in the middle of the voices here. A really cool texture, and of course harder and harder as you go with the piece, but yeah, it's here. And then again, now finally a pure major chord. It's G major with it's the 9th of course, but still. Okay, let me try to play this with the right texture. You get this, it's like a small water drops squirting on the top. And now, okay. Now we get the famous runs of thirds in the right hand. And let's start with the harmony. So we land on this lovely G major, and then it's thrown to C sharp. So G to C sharp. That's a tritone. A lot of that here. And then this motif, now it changes harmony on the second beat as well. And it's from C sharp to E minor. It's a mediant up from another key, and then G7 is kind of these 3 different. Really weird out there. And of course something like that in the right hand. This is the hardest place in the piece, as well as the next part with the climax, but you really have to practice a lot, and especially the hard thing with piano. It's such a orchestral instrument really, and we can create these worlds with so many things going on at the same time, and that's the real challenge. Like if I only play it in the right hand, it's not that impossible. You can practice it then. But then we have to play the left hand and shape this in one way, and at the same time, this is the real challenge of piano playing, doing all these things at the same time and creating a world in its own, basically, that should be full of life. Third time it's continuing. It's the full scale up and starting over with the new with F minor, and this is actually easier because it's more regular, the pattern. finally reach this place, G sharp minor. And then we're approaching the end of the climax, and this is basically one of the biggest climaxes in piano repertoire. That's not an exaggeration, because it's been going on for so long and it's increasing the energy basically from the start, and it all culminates here. We have 4 bars of, so G sharp, now it's just a scale. Now F sharp minor, now E minor, and C sharp 7. So it's using the whole piano register. The left hand is going down and the right hand is going up from here all the way, going up the piano. And then so G sharp minor, F sharp minor, E minor. It's very modal, these minor scale steps, and it feels like every time we're going down we find a new source of power in a way. And then after the E minor, we just flip the E natural to E sharp and we kind of get C sharp 7 almost. And now the climax is even worse, crazy polyrhythms, but basically this is just type C, a little variant of it. It's here. So recognize this same melody, but instead of going up, it's going down. But of course, we have the texture as well. And if you practice this, I think the trick is to do each group by itself and be sure to be together on the 8th notes. So you practice, that's one group, and same right hand, and then like that, and then together. So it's the same harmony here. It's B minor to G minor to D sharp minor. Like they're all a mediant away from another scale. B minor, G minor, D sharp minor. Now they're going down here. And after the big climax, we start to cool down, which we're going to do for a long time. And we find this motif that's a little bit new, but it's kind of just an echo from the melody that's been in the climax, this dotted. And it just comes a couple of times. In higher octaves. And we slow down, and then we get the next page, get the Glissandos. Super lovely to play this. Okay, first we're back to all natural key signature, so we're somewhere G sharp, and then just straight back to A minor. It's kind of a sobering effect. Was the white keys, now we do the black keys. So the melody here, these quarter note triplets, and change key. It's the same closing group that we have that closes like the first section before the siren song starts again with a normal texture. Now the texture is more refined, expanded with the glissando, and also when we get here we get some vamping. This nice harmony. So it's actually exactly the same closing part, but then we get here, and this is the type A siren song again, but now it's in minor, G sharp minor. We've had it in minor in the beginning, but up here, and now we get it in the middle register. It's more full of tone. It's super lovely, and it is a cadence from D sharp 9, this, so that's the sense of resolution. So when we have minor and the ninth, it's the ninth of the scale, the melody. That's a painful dissonance because the minor third and the 9 is super lovely. And now shape-shifting harmony from another place. Back. And then, just as suddenly thrown to D minor, that's a tritone away, G sharp minor to D minor. It's a very sobering effect. Like now something is about to happen. And here we reach this part where the music just fades away, it's silent, and we get the melody on its own, just the song. So this is actually type B, the one we've only had in the beginning. It kind of goes by, but still the ending part of it we've heard more times. And there's a nice detail here. I think in some of the editions, it just says one pedal marking on this chord. So then you can play it by keeping the pedal down and you get this amazing sound as the background, and you let these notes just be in the air for a long time with the pedal down. Especially this dissonance. But I'm not sure. In this new edition that I have on paper, not the one I show on video, I have like a pedal lift marking in parentheses here. So maybe it's not supposed to be so wet with all the pedal. It's like it's a point to do it more sober. But you can hear both different versions in recording. Anyway, after that final statement of the siren of Ondine, we get this famous laughing that transforms into a shower of water on the windows. So this is amazing tone painting by Ravel here. So this is the laughter, ha ha ha. So it's a major chords with a flat 9. C major with a D, extra D, and just in this pattern, C, B flat, G, and F, and a little bit of time to cool down from that on this lovely texture. So here we're left with these 4 notes. And this is not a motif that we've heard, but it's kind of the core notes of the siren song motifs. Like any of them, it follows the same directions. It's going down a 5th and then kind of back up. So maybe it's just we're left with the core notes here. I don't know. And it's resolving then to back to C sharp major, and it's the exact same chord harmony that we have in the beginning of the piece. And I think you can bring out this 3rd that comes on the 32nd note. It's just so lovely to have the major 3rd down here. And of course it's the A natural is the vibrating with the +5. But now we get it up and down. And we eventually let go of all the notes and we're left with a pure C sharp major chord. Thanks for watching Sonata Secrets. A Patreon shout out to J. Leong, X. Guo and M. Massimilla.